Thank you for joining once again for a wonderful discussion about the shape of the world we live in. Tonight is going to be McToon and myself debating against Howard George Stirrup, and it's going to be moderated by Mr. Sensibles.
Okay, so I'm going to start the clock then, Howard. And here we go. Go.
Have you guys got my screen?
Yeah, I'll just make sure it's up on here. Okay.
Okay, so my first request is, can you provide a reproducible photo or video of landscape partially hidden below the expected curvature for the distance being observed? Because we see many examples of refraction when there's optical illusions due to refraction due to atmospheric conditions. We see fata morgana, we can see the distortion of misalignment and misplacement. We see things get stretched, we see things get squashed. We even see things around corners, like this red part of the stick, but it's distorted because things get squashed due to compression, things get stretched, twisted. This is one of the only pictures I see when I ask for evidence of curvature at water level, yet there's other pictures of the same place that don't look so curved. So I'm a bit skeptical. This is another picture that I see a lot, although it's quite distorted again. Yet there's videos that are not so distorted that seem to show no curvature at all. So I'm a little bit unsure what to believe. When looking at secondary information, you see this doesn't really convince me because it's just the bottom of the boat that's missing, which could be due to compression. Just like these look like the Earth's curving quite a lot from one to the other, where it's just the laws of perspective and distancing at a selective distance so we can get the optical effect desired. Where if we look at 52 miles away, we shouldn't even see the tallest building, yet we can see them from top to bottom. So yeah, I checked the math. There's different calculations, but up into about 1,000 miles, nearly 2,000 kilometers, 8 inches per mile squared is pretty good. And whichever calculation you use, they all should give a similar math, that we shouldn't see these street lights 20 miles away at water level from Benidorm, but we can. We can see the buildings from top to bottom, and we can see the street lights along the beachfront at night, every night, without any optical illusions. And the street lights are along the beachfront, as you can see, not many meters from water level themselves. So yeah, I've verified the secondary information that caused my skepticism, and I've asked people to verify and compare evidence. And apart from one psycho sending me some black and white images that he doctored, we got this one from Mr. Sensible.
You can see the horizon of the ocean between those levels.
Yeah, the problem is, it looks like there's only curvature on the left side, no curvature on the right. So doesn't seem to be trustworthy. So I've spoken to pilots, they don't dip the nose to follow a curve. And I've even looked on reputable websites like Oxford Academic, where they've measured 100 kilometers with only 1 meter of vertical relief. So there's supposed to be 8 inches per mile squared curvature, but lasers can't find it. Railguns seem to lock in on the target with an RF pencil beam and shoot over 100 miles away.
Well over 100 miles at Mach 7.
7 times the speed of sound.
7 times the speed of sound.
Rear Admiral Matthew Plunder is the chief of naval research, which developed the railgun.
So what you're going to believe, you know, you can even go up on an aeroplane and see thousands of kilometers away. Here my friend Vico is flying just above Dubai, and you can see the Himalayan mountain range from one end to the other. So can you demonstrate how a horizon would ascend to the level of the observer on a sphere, like we see in the Red Bull skydive and all amateur hot air balloon footage? Because it doesn't seem to make sense. Like this graphic shows, a sphere would get lower as you get higher, the horizon would get lower as you get higher, but that's not what we see. So you can check on amateur hot air balloon footage, and when they're not using a GoPro, a fisheye lens, we get quite a horizontal horizon. But the main point is that it always rises to the level of the observer, no matter how high we go. And it seems like there's a hot spot under the sun. Sadly, I haven't been in a hot air balloon this high myself, so I thought I'd look up some official footage. So I got onto the Red Bull skydive. And again, the horizon is at eye level, or the level of the camera. And that's 39 kilometers high up. Now here we don't see any ocean whatsoever. It's just all brown land. So obviously that's a fisheye lens. But even though it's a fisheye lens, the horizon is still ascended to the level of the observer.
Yeah, every lens.
Yeah,
imparts
every lens.
some distortion.
Thanks, Michael. And apart from the observer height being the same as the horizon all the time, it's also that it didn't seem to matter that he left from New Mexico and 3 hours later he landed in New Mexico, yet he should have been thousands of kilometers away according to the speeds of the spin. Yet this is why we see drones and airplanes hovering for hours, and this is why aircrafts learn that the land below them is stationary. Just like the historical accounts in the Bible, the Quran, all the Egyptian artifacts, and the yin-yang symbol seen all over the world. But we can ignore all that, just like we can ignore the 666 number appearing all over the globe model. And we can ignore the treaties.
Howard, can you pause your video a second?
Yeah.
I'll pause the time, which is 3 minutes left. This is supposed to be one topic. I know we're talking about flat Earth, globe Earth, but
Yeah.
you're covering multiple topics. It's supposed to be one topic. You started off with refraction, then you're talking about horizon, and then, it's supposed to be sticking to one topic.
They're all to do with globe skepticism, as the title says above each question. And I've numbered each question to help people follow me. Nearly done now, anyway.
It's not one topic.
Okay, well, I will let this continue.
It's all related.
But
It's
please
all
be
related.
Yeah, please be aware that this is supposed to be one topic. So when we come to the later rounds, I'd like to stick very strictly to one topic, okay?
Yeah, all the questions are directly associated to this topic.
Right,
So,
well,
if I may, number 4.
Yeah, and I will carry on the counter. Go on. 3
Great.
minutes.
Can you demonstrate how a star constellation like Orion, which is above the equator, can be seen 6 months later, and also how it can follow the exact same path in the sky? Supposedly we're facing the opposite direction 6 months later, being on the other side of the sun. Now, we can see every month the moon makes an analemma, and every year the sun makes an analemma, which is a figure 8 in the sky. This is because it changes position in our sky, which you'd expect the stars to do if we're 6 months later on the other side of the sun, looking a completely different direction. We shouldn't even see Orion, but we can, just at a different time of night. But the big point is, not only do we see it, but we see it crossing the exact same path in the sky as we did 6 months earlier, just at a different time and night. So I'd like a demonstration of that, please. And number 5, can you provide any evidence to support the claim that all the stars are moving and that every 6 to 14 years the Earth wobble causes the axis to be from 0.5 meter to 1.5 meters east or west? Because we've got artifacts from the Egyptians, like I say, all around the world showing the zodiac hasn't changed. None of the constellations have suffered any disfigurement. So it doesn't really make any sense that we're supposed to be moving, all the stars are supposed to be moving, yet everything still seems to be in the same place as it was carved in stone thousands of years ago. Plus, we're supposed to admit that gas needs pressure. We're supposed to admit that people that have been indoctrinated can't see the truth in plain sight. And we're just going to argue about whether it's flat or round when there's obviously conundrums with the flat model as well, which is what I know, yeah, which is why I'm not a flat earther, I'm a globe skeptic, because I'm aware that there's things out of our perception in the electromagnetic spectrum. There's shapes that we can't even draw, never mind imagine. We can only draw the shadows of these shapes because we're 3D. Yet there could be 4th dimensional and 5th dimensional things in our world which tell me that our world isn't limited to 3 dimensions either. So if Earth is a 4, 5 or 6 or 7 heaven, 7th dimensional shape, how on earth are we going to debate about it? We're better off just acknowledging what there isn't by showing people that there isn't any explosions that have ever created anything. There is a tendency to believe things when multiple people or multiple times it's been heard. There is a frequency of people not trusting things because of bad memories.
That's your time.
And negative priming. Thank you.
Okay. Well, it's either FTFE or Toon to respond for 5 minutes. I don't really consider that was sticking to one topic.
The format, wasn't the topic Howard was supposed to be covering evidence for the flat Earth? Wasn't that specifically the evidence that he was supposed to be presenting? What did the format actually say specifically?
It says strictly limited to evidence supporting the flat Earth, which I guess some of that, or quite a bit of that was, but some I'm not so sure of.
So,
but it did say one topic
for
only.
Globe skepticism, not flat Earth. So I mean, he agreed to the format and hasn't followed it. So that's just interesting. Two points of not following the format so far, of not 1 point and not doing evidence for flat Earth. So it's just
it's
interesting.
Noted.
Yeah, your Benidorm observations. And basically, you're not even looking at what you think you're looking at. You are actually looking you're seeing the street lights way up on the hills behind San Juan. The direction that the direction that you look in has 2 sets of street lights, one on the shore and then one at a slightly higher elevation on the hills behind San Juan. And if you look on FE Peer Review in his video Benidorm to play as San Juan, he's actually mapped out the observation to show you the street lights that you're showing. But more importantly, I will point out that at no time have you ever done any analysis of any refractive properties to account for what you should be seeing over what is, you say, a 20-mile observation. 20 miles would account for 1/3 of a degree of curvature on Earth, which is totally within the norms of refractive conditions. So that's the one bit of evidence that what could be considered evidence for the flat Earth, that basically you're not even showing what you say you're showing, and you've got no analysis to back up your claim. But anyway, on to your nonsense questions. Show repeatable pictures of landscape being hidden. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, do it all the time. My favourite one is this one. A good friend of mine, Miles Davis, lives just down the road from me. Went up a hill in Scotland. Then this is about 7 miles from where I live. This is a screenshot from a video he took while I was up that hill, and he's next to a surveying plaque, which shows that he's at 210 meters. So we know the eye level of this camera is at 210 meters. Then the bridges you are seeing are the Forth Road and rail bridges. The middle pillar that's touching that red line is the middle pillar of the new Forth Road Bridge, which, according to engineer specifications, the peak of it is 210 meters above sea level. So you have a a line of sight, a tangent from the camera to the top of that tower, which is 210 meters. Now, the interesting thing is those hills in the background are in Edinburgh. They're about 40 kilometers away, and the hills are approximately 500 meters above sea level. You can't wave this away with the laws of perspective, because we've already established what an eye level is, and perspective says that parallel lines never intersect. So anything that is above 210 meters will never sink below that red line. Yet we see the hills there being 500 meters in reality, falling below the eye level of 210 meters. This is repeatable because in the same video he turns 180 degrees and does a similar observation with two monuments that are about 200 meters above sea level, and a further marker that shows you that hills that should be about a kilometer up fall below the, again, 210 meters of the observation point. So this is something that's repeatable. We can just switch to another quick observation because it is repeatable. This is the one that helped Ranty stop thinking the Earth is flat. This is looking at Blackpool Tower, and again, those hills in the background are 3 to 4 times higher than Blackpool Tower. And you've got your eye level that makes it all that there's no way perspective can explain how those mountains in the background are lower than Blackpool Tower. And actually, if you look on Google Earth and look at what those mountains are, there's massive peaks and valleys below what you can see that are completely hidden by the landscape. Completely repeatable, because a flat earther called Try Thinking went and repeated this observation and got exactly the same view.
1 minute.
Okay, quickly. Going to do one more observation. No, all right. That's all. Yeah. There we go. That do.
Okay, thank you. I'll reset the timer. Okay, and are you ready to Howard?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll start the time now.
Okay, so this is specifically why I numbered 5 points that I'd like you to answer, because you tend to just...
I know you did, and it should have just been one. It's amazing that you can't count to one, Howard. It should have been 1 point. 1 point would have been your first thing, show repeatable pictures. That should have been your entire... I'm talking, please don't interrupt. Your first point that you brought up, show repeatable pictures, that should have been your entire 10 minutes. You should not then have spoke about a bunch of other stuff. You have broken the agreed upon format twice already. So do not shush me, okay? Try to stick to one thing at a time.
Actually, we agreed on one topic. And on that one topic, I've got 5 questions. Shh, please shush. Right, so the first point of that one topic, which was globe skepticism, as we've got in the emails, which is what we agreed on. I don't know why you've called it flat earth. I'm not a flat earth. I've been saying it for 3-4 years.
You are.
Anyway, enough immaturity and rubbish.
It says the topic is strictly limited to evidence supporting flat earth. That is word for word. Okay.
Yeah. What is the title? What is the title of this debate that we agreed on, Craig and Michael?
The title is not the format, Howard. Anyway, carry on. What is your
title is globe skepticism.
Yes,
not
that wasn't the format we agreed to. So anyway, you agreed to the format. But anyway, let's carry on.
So anyway, we'll talk about the hills. If people want to rewind and look at the videos that I've shared of the observation that we can all make from Benidorm, we can see the street lights below the hills. The hills are clearly behind and higher up, as everyone can see in my video, and as everyone that goes to Benidorm can see for themselves with the naked eye. Okay, so we're talking about the street lights along the beachfront, as I showed in the photos.
They're not in the beachfront.
As you can see in my video, there's 2 hills, and they're clearly behind and way higher up than the street lights that we can see along the beachfront. So that's great. And also, the tallest building in San Juan, Alicante, is 96 meters from the ocean. So if we're supposed to lose 80 meters, we should only see 16 meters of that tall building. Yet we can see all of the buildings from top to bottom, even the little buildings.
You cannot see the bottom of the buildings at all.
Along the bottom
You're
of
just
the
straight up
streets.
lying right now. You literally can't see the bottom of the buildings at all.
Rewind my
anyway, so
video,
Howard,
and we can see
so
the street
can I
lights.
please see your refraction analysis?
Well, first I'd like to talk about the two photos. When I
No, I've just asked a
photos-
question. Before you move on to another point, we're talking about your observation. Can I please
Go
see
on to
your
Metabunk.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
on
Can
to
I?
Metabunk. That'll work it out for you.
Can I please see
hold,
your?
Hold on, hold on a second, Craig. Yeah, Howard, he has asked you a direct question.
I've just answered him directly.
Yeah.
I used
So,
Metabunk.
okay. So I'm going to ask for your refraction analysis on the day with the the data that you gathered to be able to do a refraction analysis. Do you have that available?
Every day you want to do it, you see the same thing without any distortion.
No, that's
But
not
if
a
you wanna
refraction
get a little-
analysis.
If you want to get a refraction index, then go on to Metabunk.
Yeah, no, a refraction
Go on
analysis
to
would require.
Metabunk.
Hold on. The refraction analysis would require you to have the temperature and barometric pressure on the day of the observation that you're doing it. Do you have that available?
I've just been making a daily observation for the last few years, and it's
Yeah, that's
always
not what I
the
asked.
same.
You're
We can
avoiding the question,
always-
Howard. Can you
Doesn't
please?
matter what time of day,
Can you
doesn't
please
matter
ask the
what
question
time of year,
specifically?
we always get the same
Can you
result.
please ask the question
So-
specifically? Do you have a refraction analysis with temperature and barometric pressure so that we can actually have a look at what the refractive properties should be?
No, but I have got those
Right, okay.
two photos that you shared. So there you go, direct answer. No, because
Right.
I
No,
just
no, you
trust
don't.
my
Okay, so
eyes.
we can just dismiss your evidence as incomplete then, right?
You can dismiss my evidence, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
a reproducible observation that everyone can make.
It's
daily,
not reproducible
daily.
because it's not even
Anyway,
in the place that you're saying.
everybody can make the. Please let me finish what I'm saying, Craig. Everybody can see the streetlights 20 miles away every day, every night. But if you want to make out as if the temperature just happens to be perfect every day, that's all right, mate.
So my question to you, Howard, is can you address the observations that I brought up that clearly show that the Earth is curved?
No, they show atmospheric conditions can cause different visual optical illusions. Like you claim.
Which atmospheric condition?
Let me answer. You're claiming, and so does Michael, that due to the lapse rate, we can see much further because things just happen to come higher than the horizon without any distortion. We can see so far without any distortion. But when we're higher up, you're saying that there is no atmospheric refraction. There is no atmospheric conditions causing light refraction, and that it can't go up or down. It has to be perfect when you take a picture. But when we take a picture, even if it's along the coast, not over water, just near to water, so we can use the water as a level, we get the same results. But you'll just keep claiming that light refracts to suit your model. But when we're saying that it could be light refraction that's causing an optical illusion in your picture, you'll say, no, that doesn't work both ways. Doesn't work both ways.
Okay, let me
Only
respond
when
then.
we're trying to prove the globe.
Let me respond. So, what you've just said is extremely flawed because we know the refractive conditions are much less because there is less atmospheric pressure. So there is going to be, by the very nature of that, less refractive conditions. If you are higher up, it is a fact there is less refractive conditions. So I'm not just making it up. I am purposely choosing observations that are away from the most areas of refraction. It's a purposeful choice. So I don't have to have those refractive conditions taken into account. My evidence that the Earth is a globe is simply the Foucault's pendulum, because not only is it an excellent evidence that the Earth is rotating, but we can use the Foucault's pendulum to quite easily discover the shape of the planet. They measured the angle of the drift. You see how it's no longer straight; it's drifted clockwise, which is what we expect in the north. So then they measure the angle that it's drifted, and do a little bit of maths to figure how long it would take to do 360 degrees. And they find out that basically it would do 360 degrees in 31.4 hours if it could swing forever. And using that number, you can do another fancy little bit of maths based on real-world physics and actually use Foucault's sine law to calculate your latitude on Earth. So once you've got that 31.4 hours, which is t, your period of rotation, you then take... you can figure out your latitude by taking the arc sine of 24 hours over t, and then boom, you calculate your latitude on Earth. Now, this works wherever you do it on Earth, for you to calculate your latitude to within a margin of error. I've got countless examples that I can give to anyone that requests them of this experiment being done of many different places on Earth, including at the South Pole, where they got the predicted rotation of just over 24 hours, which is exactly what you would expect there. Because maths and physics is a thing that is real, and there is physical laws that apply with matter and energy. So it's very simple. If the Earth is a rotating sphere, then that means objects on that rotating sphere are going to conserve momentum, conserve energy.
Okay, so you're talking about his pendulum evidence, and we are ready to go. If you're ready, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
I've heard that argument loads of times. You're assuming that you're measuring Earth's rotation. You're not sure. You're just assuming that you're measuring Earth's rotation. You could be measuring the rotation of the skies, like as we see. Because, like I said in one of my points, we haven't seen any of the stars move in thousands of years. So maybe they're not moving around outer space. Maybe they're just moving around us like we see. And maybe that's what the pendulum's picking up. That's about it, really. You're muted again.
Yeah, no
so,
more.
Yeah, just that you might get, you might know what position you are on Earth, and it might tell you how quick things are moving above you. Great. Doesn't prove that the surface of the Earth is curved. Doesn't prove that Earth is moving. It just proves that it's measuring something that's moving.
Is there any force that you can think of that the stars could generate that could move a pendulum, even when it's done several feet underground, like some of them are?
Yeah, because we don't know what causes everything to move, do we? You call it gravity, but that's up for debate.
I haven't mentioned
as well.
gravity once, so please don't bring up other things. We're sticking specifically to the pendulum here, because that's how you do one topic. It matches the predictions of the globe Earth, which is what science says you have to do. You make a prediction, then you test it to try and falsify your hypothesis. And when you do the pendulum experiment anywhere on the world, it fails to falsify the hypothesis of a rotating Earth. However, it absolutely falsifies the hypothesis of a flat, non-rotating Earth, 100%. So when you actually follow science and go about with science and don't just go, well, it could be this, I don't know what. When you follow science, it falsifies the flat Earth, but fails to falsify a rotating sphere. What do you say about that?
In your opinion?
No, it's not an opinion, that's a fact.
Can I finish what I'm saying?
Yeah, just don't strawman me as soon as you start.
But can you just stop interrupting me like a child?
Yeah, just don't strawman me as soon as you start, though. It's cool. There's no opinions there. That was all facts.
Stop interrupting. In your opinion, to the best of your knowledge, that's what you conclude. But there's other people like Ken L. Wheeler and Austin Whitsitt and loads of other people like Bob Nodal that'll debate you, saying that no, it's not the movement of Earth, it's the movement of the heavens, the stars above. So yeah, it's up for debate.
Okay, so
different conclusions.
Bob never used a pendulum. Ken Wheeler never used a pendulum. They use gyroscopes. They're different things. We're not talking about gyroscopes right now. We're talking about pendulums.
What do gyroscopes measure?
Yeah, we're not talking about gyroscopes. We're talking about pendulums.
What do they measure?
Yeah, we're not talking about gyroscopes. We're talking about pendulums.
What do they measure?
We're going to stick to pendulums.
You might have been wanting to. Sorry, you might be wanting to talk about gyroscopes there, Howard, and I'm sensible enough to allow something to be mentioned in passing, but the topic is pendulums, not gyroscopes.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm relating it to the topic. I'm asking, what do gyroscopes measure?
Yeah, I'm not talking about gyroscopes. I'm talking about pendulums, so I'm going to stick to that.
So could
and
it
what
be
they
that they're
measure.
measuring could it be that they're both being affected by the same force? And
The
that you're
rotation of
assuming
the Earth, yes. Yeah, absolutely.
That's your assumption. That's your conclusion.
No,
but you don't know
again,
that
no, it's
because you
what
haven't.
science
Can I
says that
finish speaking?
happens.
Can I finish? Science insists that you manipulate the independent variable
Absolutely,
to know
yeah.
for certain.
Absolutely,
you
yeah.
haven't manipulated nothing.
Yes, I have.
You're observing.
Absolutely, no, that's
you're
wrong.
Observing.
That's wrong. In my experiment, as I explained, it's done all over the world. The independent variable would be the position on Earth. That is the thing you manipulate. The independent variable is the independent variable would be the position on Earth. That's the thing you manipulate. That's the thing you change, and that would affect the dependent variable, which is the measured drift of the pendulum.
You're taking different measurements in different places, but
That's
you aren't
fine.
manipulating. Please let me finish speaking. You aren't manipulating anything to get stronger or weaker. So you're not manipulating anything. You're just taking different measurements with different controls in different places, but you're not independently manipulating
I'm literally
anything.
manipulating the position on Earth the experiment is done.
No, you're changing position, but you're not manipulating the effect.
Changing is manipulating. I am manipulating the position the experiment is done on Earth. That is the independent variable. And when you change that variable, it changes the dependent variable, which is the measured drift on Earth. An independent variable needs to be specifically something that is not affected by other variables. The position on Earth will not be affected by other variables. In my experiment, or any pendulum experiment, the position on Earth is the independent variable. The measured drift of the swing is the dependent variable.
That's really sounds cute the way you define things, but you aren't manipulating anything to be stronger or weaker. You're just taking different readings in different places. So that's not manipulation.
It's
That's
literally
just taking
manipulating
different
it.
readings.
The experiment being done in different places is manipulating the position on Earth the experiment is done.
No.
And then you get a
taking
stronger
different
or a
readings
weak.
in different
Yes.
places.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
the reading
It's not
is the
manipulating.
the reading is the dependent variable. That is the dependent variable. So yes, you change the IV and you alter the DV. The DV is a direct response to the IV. The IV is something that is not affected by other things. It's something that is manipulated by the experimenter. In this case, the position on Earth has been manipulated in my experiment. And it has changed the dependent variable, the measured drift, matching the predictions of the globe Earth. So, is there any explanation on a flat, non-rotating Earth for the predicted drift of a pendulum correlating to your latitude on Earth? Yes or no?
Yes.
Please define them.
You'd have to speak to Ken L. Wheeler, Bob
No, I'm
Nodal,
speaking to you.
Austin Whitsitt, because they'd explain it better, but they say that it could be affected by the things that are moving around us.
There's no reason why the things around us could affect it. There's no force they put out that could do that.
You don't know what force is moving everything, so please don't make definitive claims.
Well, in that case, it's something you can't test and falls outside the purviews of science, because in science it's something that has to be testable. And what is testable is if the position on Earth affects the drift of a pendulum, matching the predictions.
Yeah, but you aren't able to manipulate gravity either, so you can talk about
sorry, I'm not talking about
pseudoscience if
gravity.
you want.
Please don't
I am,
change the
because you're
subject.
talking about
I'm talking
science,
about pendulum.
you're mentioning
Please
as if
don't
things
change.
are all
Please
definite.
don't change the topic.
Howard, we do need to stick to the pendulum. We do need to stick to the pendulum. That's Craig's chosen evidence. Okay, so please continue about the pendulum.
I've told you everything I've got to say. I really wanted to touch on why do we see Orion 6 months later when we're on the other side of the sun, but Craig seems to
well, that's
admit
very
that.
easy because it's almost in alignment with our actual axis of rotation, so it's pretty much above us, just like the North Pole is. So no matter where we are, it's still above us. Imagine putting a coin in the middle of your ceiling and just walking around your room. No matter where you are in your room, if you look up, you can still see that coin on your ceiling. Orion's belt is just about 15 degrees off of the Polaris, so it is actually something that is visible all year round. There are many stars that are only visible 6 months of the year. Many stars.
Can you demonstrate that in a 3D model, please? Because I
can
just
we-
can't see.
no,
I'm looking at that sun in that picture behind you.
I just explained it. It's not my fault. You can't think in 3D.
Guys, I paused the timer.
You wasted my 10 minutes. I'd like to get into it now while we've still got some time.
Hold on. You mentioned about Orion, which is off topic. Craig has now responded about Orion, which is off topic. Please, guys, get back on topic.
Okay, so you're saying that it measures Earth's rotation, yeah?
Absolutely, it does.
One
100%.
So just to relate to one of my points that you skipped past, was that how come Felix Bautenberg, or whatever his name is, went 3 hours, 39 kilometers high, and then did a jump and landed in the same place 3 hours
So
later? He should have been 2,000 kilometers away, but he landed in the same state. So your conclusion on a pendulum doesn't match up with an observation that we all made watching this. Let me finish speaking. The Red Bull skydive, which was 3 hours up 39 kilometers and then dropped in the same location as he took off from.
Yeah, so once again changing the topic, but
no, it's the same. It's
no, it's not, because my topic is pendulums, and you do anything you can to change it. But the conservation of momentum is a thing. Also, the balloon that he went up in used the atmosphere to rise up, and the atmosphere rotates with the Earth. So there's absolutely no reason that the Earth would have whizzed along underneath. Him being in the same position matches the predictions of the globe. So you just did a straw man, as well as changing the topic once again, because you know that my pendulum experiment. Because you know that my pendulum experiment and every pendulum experiment on the world is an absolute destruction of the flat Earth, and I'm going to keep shoving this down everyone's throat.
Yeah, let me quickly end before the time runs out. So you're saying a pendulum can pick up Earth's rotation,
absolutely.
But when Felix Bautenberg went up for 3 hours at 40 kilometers high and then did a skydive against gravity, you're telling me that wasn't affected by rotation?
Objection asked and answered. I just answered that question. I literally just answered that question. You must have had your ears turned off.
The time has run out, guys. The time has run out.
I literally just answered that.
Yeah, you failed. Okay. I'm not convinced.
The time has run out. So we move on to round 3. This round, Howard has 10 minutes. Topic is strictly limited to evidence disproving space exploration. So it's one topic on disproving space exploration.
As was the last video. The last video was one topic about globe skepticism. This is one topic, which is space exploration skepticism. So I'm going to make 5
I'm sorry, that's not
again.
That's not the topic you agreed to. You agreed to the topic is strictly limited to evidence disproving space exploration. If you don't do that, you're not following the topic.
That's
exactly. And I will not be part of a debate where you do not follow the format that I agreed to and you agreed to.
I've just said it very clearly, and I'll say it again. I've got 5 points on one topic. Space exploration skepticism.
Disproving space exploration is the topic.
Yeah, I'm going to prove why I am skeptical about space exploration.
That's not the topic. The topic is you are to disprove space exploration.
You can only prove things to yourself, Michael. I'm going to show you why I'm skeptical.
The topic isn't that you are a skeptic. The topic is you are to disprove space exploration. You can't do it. Go away.
Yeah.
Go.
Word for word.
Piss off. Piss off if you can't follow the topic.
Word for word.
Word
for word. The agreed format says the topic is strictly limited to evidence disproving space exploration. That is the agreed topic.
Yeah, so I'll just show my 5 points that I think disprove space exploration, which justify the skepticism that many people have. And then maybe Michael can address all 5 points instead of being a coward like Craig. Should we go for it?
One second.
You get to do one.
It's up to you if you wish to proceed.
I will only participate in the debate agreed upon by Howard and myself.
Yeah, which is space exploration skepticism, which is
no.
made another
The topic is strictly limited to evidence disproving space exploration. That is your the task for round 3.
Yeah, pedantics, mate. We all agreed on the title, which was globe and space exploration.
We agreed on. We did not agree on the title. We agreed on the format.
This is why you got banned from modern day debates, Howard.
We're wasting. This is exactly why you got me banned from modern day debates.
The topic is strictly limited
I'm
to
very proud of
evidence
myself for that.
disproving
Should we
space
just get on with the show? Because I think everyone's tired of your little
If
whining.
you're not going to participate in the debate
I am
you agreed
participating.
upon,
You're being impossible.
then this
look
will
like you're in
end.
a studio, maybe in Omaha, Nebraska, or something. The shot is so clear.
Can you
is
mute
this
the
a
audio,
hoax?
please?
Are you really in space still?
Can you stop that, please, Howard?
See the hair?
Right.
Howard, no audio, thanks.
Don't proceed until there's any agreement on proceeding, because, as has been said, the topic is strictly limited to evidence disproving space exploration. And as Michael has said, It's not skepticism of space exploration.
I'm going to show my evidence, which I think disproves space exploration, in my opinion. Michael might not think it disproves, which is why we're having a debate. Can we stop pissing about and get on with the debate?
Just as long as it's strictly limited to evidence disproving space exploration.
Everyone just saw my evidence, so stop acting like children and let's get on with the debate, please.
Yeah, Toon just said go ahead as long as it's strictly evidence disproving space exploration.
Yeah, like my first video was specifically one topic.
I don't want to argue about this.
So why don't I just press play, yeah?
You look like you're in a studio, maybe in Omaha, Nebraska or something. The shot is so clear. Is this a hoax? Are you really in space?
Sorry, can you mute Howard, please?
Are you really in space still?
See the hair?
Sorry.
I don't know. We're gonna have to do something for you.
Stop. I'm sorry, but we can't have the audio. You are not playing the audio of this video, Howard. I've told you, no audio, because that will get me copyright strike. So you can talk over the video, but no audio, please.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. It says pre-recorded presentations are allowed. Rebuttals presented live. Pre-written scripts are allowed. They must follow the current topic and be in context with the current exchange.
He cannot follow a format, can he?
Pre-recorded videos are allowed, and none of the audio is longer than 7 seconds. It's all available on YouTube.
No audio. That is non-negotiable.
The audio is specifically
no audio. That is non-negotiable. You can talk over it.
They are talking about stuff that I want you to hear.
That is non-negotiable. You can talk over it.
This is Craig's channel, and he has to protect it from copyright strikes, Howard. Can you just mute it and just describe what they're talking about then?
There's other parts of the video where people like you and people like Michael are talking. Are they going to be a problem as well?
You can just tell us what is in the video yourself and what is being said.
I'll just fast forward past it. Why don't you let me get on with it now?
Yeah, just no audio, okay? Is that all right?
I'll speak over it so that there's no copyright.
No audio.
Copyright
is that all right?
anyway. Everyone's used this clip a million times already. It's years old.
No audio, though. Is that okay?
I'll speak over it so that there's no copyright.
Yeah,
this is the third and last time I'm doing this.
Okay, well, Craig has requested that you mute the video. Okay, don't play the video's audio.
I don't know if I can mute the whole video. I'll try and mute the start. Just to get on with this. I'm sick and tired of you guys messing me around, you cowards.
Well, maybe if you follow the format.
Why don't you shut up for a second now?
Still playing the audio.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Now.
Go ahead.
Right. Am I unmuted?
Yes.
Right. So here they're speaking, saying it looks fake. And she says, well, look at my hair, which doesn't seem to be moving, even though the necklace under her chin is. And this guy says, well, look at me spinning around, while the other guy grabs the strings that he's spinning on. Look at that. He grabs the string. And you can see it again in slow motion. He's clearly grabbing a string. Now I'm putting the noise back on because there's other parts that I need people to hear. Right there.
I think...
So yeah, her hair isn't moving even when she's upside down, yet a necklace does. It's hairspray. Why would they need to fake it? We all know what hair moves like underwater and on zero-G planes. And when we see zero-G planes, when there's a pocket of what you call gravity, that would explain the space station having them pockets as well. So we can see Russia, we can see India, and we can see China. And they're all pathetic cartoons, all different kinds of cartoons. We can see that they're obviously not real moon landing footage, which is why the people aren't even clapping. Not all of them anyway, because they're not even impressed. We can see that the continents are out of scale.
I don't know why we're on to a different topic now. This was
It's not a different topic. It's all about space.
I don't care if you believe we've been to space or not. It's just a fact. That's not an argument. It's a fact.
This is
You
a
claim
different
it's
topic.
a fact,
You're
yet
onto a
you
different
can't
topic,
provide one photo of a whole country.
I don't need to.
So
Howard, you're onto a different topic.
Yeah,
So the first,
Howard,
you're onto a different
please,
topic.
guys, this is my
You're onto a
topic,
different
and it's
topic.
space exploration.
You're onto a different
interrupting
topic.
me. It is
You're onto
the
a different
topic.
topic.
It is the topic.
You're
Can
onto
you
a different
fi-
topic.
Why don't you shut up? Can you
You're
find
onto
a
a
real
different topic.
Howard,
I'm not bothered. This is pathetic. The first
Yes, it is.
question
You're onto a different topic.
is, can you
You're
find
onto a
a
different
real
topic.
photo of a whole
You're onto
country
a different
of the
topic.
UK? Because if
You're
you
onto a
can't,
different topic. Howard,
you're
onto a different topic.
It's not a different topic.
It's a different
space
topic.
exploration.
Your
Why
first
don't you let me
topic.
finish talking?
Your one topic.
Why don't you let
that
me
you
finish
chose
talking?
Was the astronauts in that video there moving around? So maybe you have other astronauts in the ISS, or maybe other astronauts in a different place, or something similar to that. But this is a different topic now. You've moved to a different topic.
It's the same topic.
Yep.
There's supposed to be thousands of satellites in space since the 60s.
That's a different topic.
It's about space
That's a different
exploration.
topic.
Space
That's a different
exploration.
topic.
Right.
That's a different topic.
Okay.
So should we leave it for tonight, or should we just?
Oh yeah, you should leave. You definitely should leave because you can't follow.
You're scared.
No, you can't even take the challenge to find a real photo of a whole country and then try and backdate it, like I said.
Oh,
Howard,
I'm so glad you asked, Howard.
It, please?
Take a look
Pause
at
it, please.
this. This is Shanghai in China from 2013 to 2018. Just a 5-year difference, and
he's not gonna talk.
Quite a change.
Howard. Right, thank you. Thank you for pausing it. As Toon said, it is a different topic.
It's all the same topic, space
It
exploration.
might all be related to space exploration, but you're supposed to be choosing one topic, one evidence to flesh out and argue your case with.
No, multiple evidence for one topic. I've got loads of evidence for one topic, and that space exploration is a scam, which I can clearly show if you let me finish showing my video, because I just want to get on with it.
They can't get on with it. You're a different topic. You're a liar.
Wasting everyone's time. This is boring for people to watch. Why don't you just?
Oh no, it's exciting. It's exciting to see a flat earther that can't follow
I'm not
a format
a flat
that he agreed
earther.
to.
How many
you
times
are.
have I got
You
to tell you
sure
I'm not a flat
Yes,
earther?
you are.
Yeah, we have pictures of you wearing a flat Earth T-shirt.
Yeah, when I started investigating.
Yeah,
the
we know you're a
live,
flat earther. It's we know you're ashamed to call yourself a flat earther because it's embarrassing. I get it.
So I'm going to try and be mature and get on with my presentation, which is all about space exploration and the lack of evidence.
You've already not followed the format you agreed
so we
to.
don't seem to have any real
Right,
photos
right,
of the United Kingdom.
Yes. Hold on. I paused the time yet again. This isn't right now. This isn't a debate. This is an argument between Toon and yourself about the format. And my reading is this is not following the agreed format, Howard.
I'm showing that space exploration can't be real because we don't have any real photos of a whole country. I'll get on with my presentation.
Just pause a second. Just pause.
Why should I pause the presentation?
I've got the time.
Because he's the moderator and you do as he says.
Exploration's a scam.
Howard,
use the same cloud formations in
Howard, listen to the moderator.
2012.
Right, yes, Howard, I've muted you. Listen, I said I've paused the time. Right now, if Toon suddenly turns around and says, "Do you know what? I'm totally happy for Howard to carry on like this," you've not lost time, okay? But we need to get this addressed. The issue of topic, okay? I'm unmuting you. Don't proceed with the video yet until we come to a decision about this. All right? I don't think it's following the agreed format. Now, if Toon decides to change his mind and proceed as is, that's up to Toon, and then that'll be fine. But otherwise, if Toon doesn't want to, this is not following the agreed format. Simple as.
It's not the agreed format.
Michael,
do you want to let him carry on?
I'm asking you right now, why can't you find me a photo of a whole country? Why can't you find me a video of the whole globe spinning?
Howard, don't argue the subject right now.
Don't
argue the subject. Don't argue the subject or your evidence right now. We need to get this established as to whether you can proceed and talk about multiple things. That is not the agreement. Now, if Toon is now going to agree that you can proceed, not following the agreed debate, that's fine. But we need that agreement from Toon, okay? In which case, at that point, I will start the timer and you can present the rest of it if Toon agrees.
No, I'm sorry. Not gonna. I will insist that Howard has some integrity and he sticks to the one format.
GOES goes west.
Howard,
satellite.
Please pause the video. Sorry, you're still muted. You're still muted. I'm
Clouds disappear when it rains, Michael. You
Howard,
know all
stop
this.
the video.
Please be honest. Be honest. You're not.
Well,
that
I would
dumb.
say it's probably not raining.
Sensible.
At the time
You can
there.
stop his share if you want.
Yeah, I think.
How about we just get on with my presentation, and then you can make your little rebuttal, and then I'll watch your presentation, and then we can have a proper debate instead of all these formal rules and impossibilities. We agreed on one topic each. One was space exploration, and the other was globe skepticism.
One topic in each of them. One topic for each of them. Not the whole thing in general.
One piece of evidence per topic is not what we agreed on. We agreed on multiple
Literally
evidence,
what the format says.
single evidence, whatever you want for per topic, two topic. But what are you guys scared of? If you're so correct and I'm so crazy, what you're scared of me presenting a bit of evidence and getting a...
We just want you to stick to the format that we agreed.
It's about it. It's about integrity. It's about integrity.
Yeah, what kind of integrity
that you don't have,
Michael?
I have the integrity to stick to the format that we agreed to. And when I put together my presentation, I specifically stuck to one topic.
Okay, right. May I suggest a compromise? Okay. How about, Howard, just for this portion, you stick to the one bit of evidence, which is the people in the ISS with the hair and stuff, okay? And you let Michael do his response. And then Michael do his presentation and you respond. And then afterwards, any points that you feel we haven't covered or that you wanted to bring up, we can then go over separately. How about that?
That didn't work. That didn't work when I kept trying to get your answer on my other 4 points that I made, but you didn't want to go into them.
Those other four points as well, we can also cover those.
How about you let me speak a second? The astronauts aren't even on my 5 points. I was showing that there's loads of footage that causes skepticism, but it can be up for debate. So the first point I had was, why can't we find any photos of a whole country and backdate it over 10 years? That was number one. Number two is why can't
stop there. One sec.
Find a video of the whole Earth spinning with
Howard,
clouds
just one sec,
moving.
please, one sec, stop. How about, all right, I'm just trying to get this debate going, right? How about, for this then, we forget about the ISS video, and you just have your point being, why can't we see any whole countries, right? And you let McToon do a response to that, just for this section, and then everything else, I promise you, including the points that you feel that I've skipped beforehand, once we're done with the format that we agreed, we can then go on to anything that you feel we haven't addressed. But just for this, how about you just have your first point there, which was about not seeing countries, whole countries, flesh that out into a little bit of an explanation, and then let Toon do his response, just so for this section. And then I promise you, we'll cover everything else. How does that sound for a compromise?
And I can show my video.
Yeah, afterwards. But just for now, we'll do the one thing. We'll have one topic, and then we'll let Toon respond.
Right. So I'll press play from that part only.
Toon, are you alright with that?
Can you find a real photo of a whole country like the UK or Australia during the day and night annually to compare the changes over 10 years? Because supposedly
right now, you can't even take the challenge to find a real photo of a whole country and then try and backdate it, like I said.
Oh, I'm so glad you asked, Howard. Take a look at this. This is Shanghai in China from 2013 to 2018. Just a 5-year difference and quite a change.
And even Simon Dan agrees, you would see a lot of change over a few years in a whole city, which is why I'm asking to see annual photos of a whole country where we would see the development of new cities and also expansions of capitals and stuff. We can clearly see curvature on some images, but no curvature on others. We can see clouds on some images, but no clouds on others. We can see lots of orange at night time, which would supposedly be the night lights, which tell you the whole city's glowing, so there's no night time. But yeah, there's no clouds, no curvature, there's no different shading of time zones. Some have got London, some have forgot London. It's all over the place. There's hardly any pictures to choose from, yet there's supposed to be thousands of satellites in space since the 60s. It's a joke. If it wasn't a joke, why are they laughing at us by using
you're onto something else again.
Okay,
no, it's finishing. They're using the same cloud formations on the Blue Marble 2002 and 2012. As you can clearly see, they're using the same cloud formations. And that's about the countries.
Okay, okay, thank you.
So, an entire country from space, I've shown you. It's on the video. You even had a little clip of it in your presentation. You saw all of Mexico from space, from multiple satellites. There's the GOES satellite. There's Epic Discovery. There's Himawari. There's the older ones from Dish TV. There's lots of different opportunities for you to look at them. You just need to look at them and not say, no, you need to actually provide and do some actual analysis of it. If you don't believe it, if you think there's some fakery there, then certainly, because you agreed to this to have evidence for things, you should have evidence for it. Which all you've done is have incredulity, which is not evidence. So there you go.
Yeah, so I specifically asked for a photo at daytime and a photo at nighttime annually, meaning if you could backdate per year, roughly 10 years, I'd like to see the changes of the daytime photos and the changes of the nighttime photos for 10 years. A whole country, like Australia or the United Kingdom, Spain. The point is, I'm going on debate shows with people like you, Michael, and I'm asking people like you if you can find any photos of a whole country at daytime and nighttime and backdate them for 10 years so that, like Simon Dan says, we'd clearly see the difference between cities. But it seems like none of us can find any photos of a whole country because all of the photos that we have seen on Google image search, like I showed, are inconsistent. They don't match each other. They don't show any signs of a city in the summer, in the spring, or even in the winter when the whole country is supposedly covered in snow. There's no sign of London. So I'm sorry, mate, but if
Except
there's no sign of...
The video you showed has London in it. Shows London. So I don't know what you're talking about. You disproved yourself.
There's no sign of London in the pictures that the Sun used, the Sun magazine or the newspaper. There's no sign of London in any daytime picture. But the question is, can you find any more video photos? Because they're the best ones that I could find, and they're all inconsistent.
I specifically showed you many pictures of Mexico.
You showed me pictures or images of a globe. I'm asking to see a whole country.
Mexico. I showed all of it.
Yeah, I'm not convinced because there's no sign of any cities.
Howard,
there's no sign of any time zones. There's no sign of any clouds. They were fake images.
Howard, it's very important that you understand this, Howard. I am not here to convince you. I am here to make you look like a fool.
Well, you're not doing a very good job because I'm asking if you can provide any evidence, and you're saying that you can't.
You're just making demands. I don't care about your demands. Your challenge is to show evidence disproving space exploration, which you've not done. You've not even tried. All you've done is ask questions and demand me to do things.
I'm saying that I can't find any real photos when I look on Google image search. And I know that none of your subscribers or Craig's subscribers will either, which is why you're trying to miss
but I showed you a bunch of Mexico and you didn't like them.
Can you show them now? Can you show them now?
Can I don't have them queued up right now. I'm sorry.
Oh, is it so difficult?
People can go look at the video.
Is it so difficult to find a photo of a whole country?
No.
You can't just... Well, go on then.
But they're in the video.
No,
because I'm in the middle... Howard, I'm in the middle of a debate.
Why don't you do it now?
This will be done. Search. Google image search, believe it or not, is not the only way to look for images. It's not usually where I go.
Oh, well, enlighten us. Show us a photo of a whole country at daytime and nighttime.
I already did show you Mexico, but that is not what you are supposed to do is disprove space exploration, not demand that I do something at your behest.
I'm saying that if you can't even find one photo of a whole country,
I already showed it to you. I already showed it to you. You didn't like it
because I've shown lots of photos.
I don't care that you're not convinced.
Can you stop?
I'm just trying to make you look like a fool. That's what I'm doing.
You're making yourself look rude. That's all you're doing. So what I'm trying to say is, if I can't find any photos of a whole country,
because you're bad at
stop
investigating.
Interrupting me. You're bad manners. You've got bad manners. Please stop interrupting me.
You accuse me of bad manners. You can't follow a format.
One topic, is space exploration, and that includes no photos of a whole country, no videos of the Earth rotating with clouds that change shape, size, and location.
Well, you had that in your video too. You showed that too.
Yeah, and there was also another point, but we'll get to that after. All about space exploration being fake. Is that all you've got, Michael? That's pretty.
No, the burden is on you.
You can't show any, can you?
It's not on me. It's on you.
There are no photos. Prove me wrong.
But you showed some. You showed some.
And they're inconsistent. They don't match each other. The European Space Agency doesn't match another one from the European Space Agency. They're inconsistent. Okay. Just like the crappy videos from China, India, and Russia. They're all inconsistent.
1 minute.
The moon landing. So you've got a minute to prove me wrong and find a photo.
So you have the burden of evidence, not me.
I'm saying that you can't find a photo, so the burden's on you to prove me wrong. Care. So you don't care that you can't find any photos.
I don't care that I don't bow to your demands when it's your burden of evidence.
Well, listen, while we've still got 30 seconds, if there was any real images, photos, or videos of a whole country, then when they tell us the weather report, they would use a real photo, but they don't. They use cartoons because there are no satellites in outer space. Because we've never been out of space, because outer space might not even be what we think. Otherwise, they would tell us the weather in real time.
So incredulity. Got it.
They would show us weather patterns in real time, and they'd show us yesterday's storms and all of the things they could do.
Yes, yesterday's storms, because it matters today.
They could show us when there's been hurricanes and tornadoes.
Oh yeah, your video showed hurricanes.
Okay.
But we don't see any real photos because there isn't any.
Okay, thank you. I've just paused the timer a second.
No, just leave it running. Everyone's had enough hold-ups already.
It's going.
This one?
Yeah. So you're telling me that loads of independent professionals have analysed this and they can't find anything wrong with it?
I haven't seen any photo forensics experts publish anything on this. No.
Okay. Well, I'm no expert, but don't you think it's a bit?
Agreed.
Don't you think it's? Tell me when you're finished with your mature little jokes, Michael.
Yeah. Be fair, please. Too. Go ahead, Howard.
I've told him to unmute himself. You know, I didn't expect all this immaturity. Yeah, so my question is, Michael. Don't you think it's a bit strange that the shadow reaches the horizon?
You carry on, Howard. This is your rebuttal.
I want his feedback. This is my rebuttal. Yeah, I want Michael's honest opinion. Don't you think it's strange that the shadow of the landing lunar model, whatever you call it, is reaching the horizon? It's technically touching the horizon. How big is this studio set? I mean, how big is the surface of the moon? Michael?
I just carry on, because you're going to have 10 minutes between you afterwards.
I'd like to know, Michael, don't you think it's strange that the shadow... You've muted yourself, Michael. Okay, if you're speechless.
Now, earlier on, when we were debating the debate format, Fights, you said that Howard would be able to show his other points with his earlier video and be able to discuss those. Now, I appreciate this is now outside of what we'd agreed. So are we still going to go ahead with that and let Howard have his points and then just have an open between the three of you about those points?
That'd be great. It's only half a video left now.
Hold on a second. Craig, you're muted, I think.
I'm not up for that.
No?
I'm not surprised.
Oh,
you just proved what a coward
I'm not up for the lack of integrity from Howard, who can't agree to the format. That's why he was kicked off Modern Day Debate forever.
No, I was kicked off Modern Day Debate because I emailed 3 days before saying that my video was going to be 7.5 instead of 10 and 5.
Yeah, you changed the format.
15. And 3 days before I advised everybody, nobody said there was a problem. And then 5 minutes before, it's a big problem. It was all a setup. I'm not bothered.
Yeah, of course it was a setup. We'll ask James to see what he says. All right, so, I mean, I am happy to address your other points because they're perhaps they're all points refuted 1,000 times, but just the globe stuff. All right. So we'll get through them quickly. Toon does need to head out though. He did tell me that he wouldn't be able to stay for too long. So.
Right. So if I can just finish the end of my video and then we can talk about it, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Thank you. Right, I'll go to the halfway point. So, can you find a video of the whole globe spinning with clouds that change shape, size, and location?
Yes.
Because all of the official footage looks animated. Because we can see half a rotation is 12 hours, and we know that the weather's changing constantly. So I'll just quickly explain. This is you, Craig, talking.
I know. Look at that gorgeous guy. Isn't he a fucking stunning beast?
Now, we can all tell that globe is animated because the clouds aren't moving at all. Now, this one's a bit more convincing because the clouds are moving, but they're just moving. They're not changing size or location.
I mean, they literally did.
They're just... Yeah, but if you look at them closely, they're graphics, aren't they? They're just swirling.
No,
they're not.
I mean that's a lovely claim, but you are literally showing videos of the things that you're saying don't exist.
Right, but this is your video, Craig.
Yeah,
from
exactly.
Your video, so we can see that is computer animated.
No, it's not. It's really not.
Really? So what we're claiming is that sunlight that's changing, yeah. So we're now looking at multiple days. And
it's called a time lapse.
Changed.
It has changed. Right, it's moved considerably.
So all over the world,
you realize how big the world is, right?
Right. So over 24, 36 hours, we're not to see any change in the cloud formations.
There's the literal change in the cloud formations. Like if you go back to that bit where you're saying it's not moving.
Is there a change now?
There is actually. If you look at the clouds at the bottom, you can see there's like a hook that.
This is the GOES
you're changing it,
West
so I can't.
Sorry. Satellite.
He shuts up now.
Let's go back
this
to.
Is over 30,
let's go back to the first one. Let's go back to the first one that you were showing.
Sure thing.
And I can show you exactly where they change.
Really?
Yeah.
You think that the clouds are changing shape and size and location? Yeah, it's going on now.
Yeah. So throughout so that animation is what, about 6 seconds?
5 hours.
Yeah, but the actual animation that I had on the screen there. Just go back and play that first one again. Where it shows
animation. I'm glad you call it an animation because that's what it is, an animation.
Well, it's the animation that I created of this, with it moving, zooming in and stuff, but it's obviously of the video. So, and that's over about a day and a half as it plays.
Yeah, same as what Toon's
going to show us now. Play it again over the day and a half. Right. So you got so there's half a day. There's a full day. Right, so yeah, it's literally about a full day, and you can see in that full day that cyclone actually moves about, I don't know, a fifth of the distance up the globe. I'd say that's pretty good for a day's movement.
Well, how come the clouds are still bright white at night time, Craig?
Because the camera was set up. The camera was set to pick that up.
Really?
Yes, yeah. Different cameras have different lenses that capture different things.
That's technology is amazing.
Technology is amazing.
That is amazing.
Technology is amazing. Technology is amazing.
So now
yes, well done.
Let's take your faith. Let's take your faith and
don't
apply
have faith,
it to
please
the official
don't strawman
footage.
Me.
Well, let's apply it to the official footage. So here's some official footage where the clouds aren't moving at all, swirling.
Literally moving.
They are not moving at all. No, they're not. They're moving across the screen because the ball's turning. But the ball that's turning hasn't got any movement in the clouds. There's no movement in the clouds for 5 hours.
There is movement in the clouds. You can literally see that it changes.
So,
I mean, Howard, hold on. You're skipping over the fact that there is movement in the clouds while saying there isn't movement in the clouds. They literally change shape.
That the clouds aren't moving on the ball. The ball
but they
is rotating,
are.
But the
you
clouds...
can keep saying they aren't, but they are.
Okay, show me where the clouds are moving in this animation from Goddard, the official footage from NASA. Go on, show me which clouds are moving,
You can literally see
Craig.
that they're moving.
Where?
Like if you look at the ones at the bottom, this make the ones that are most obvious. You got like a little. It looks like a little claw thing, right? And that and the thing to the left of it, the distance between them increases throughout the day, or throughout the 5 hours of that video. So you can literally see over the time frame that it is the movement that you would expect to see.
Really?
Yes.
Well, let's look again closely now that you've made that claim, and let's also ask, why are they not moving as much as the other video? This one.
Because weather is different on different days, Howard.
In different parts of the world, the weather is different. Yeah, but
yes,
all over
and
the
on
world,
different days, it happens.
Please stop raising your voice. So all over the world.
Sorry, it happens when I
on
speak
this
to
day,
stupid.
All over the world, the clouds are moving on this recording, but on the next official recording, none of the clouds are moving.
So that's a day and a
all.
half. The other one's 5 hours.
Right, none of the clouds are moving.
Except I just pointed out how they are moving. You can see the distance between those clouds at the bottom gets larger throughout the day. There we go. This is getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
It
literally just did. It literally just did.
No, it didn't. You can get as emotional as you want, pal.
Everyone
pal.
just watched it happen whilst you denied it happen.
All they can see is it moving further up the ball.
You can see the distance between the two clouds at the bottom. One that looks like a little hook, one that looks like, I don't know, whipped cream or something. The distance between them gets larger. No, because that's a day and a half, and this is 5 hours, Howard. You wouldn't expect to see the same thing over very different amounts of time.
Yeah, so let's look at some official footage over 39 hours. 39 hours, and none of these clouds are really changing shape.
I can literally see the clouds moving.
No, clouds disappear when it rains, Michael. You know all this. Please be honest. Be honest. You're not.
Well, I would say it's probably not raining at the time there.
Go nowhere in the world.
It's amazing. You keep saying. It's amazing. You keep saying, "Look at this known cloud movement," while showing cloud movement. That's
right.
Absolutely
what I'm showing,
incredible.
Please let me talk. What I'm showing is that this satellite that goes east and goes west has the little spiraling cloud formations that look like they're moving.
The goes east satellite.
That seem to have a little movement, but over 39 hours, not much of a movement, no change in shape, size, or location. And the clouds
Except they
are
all
bright
seem to
white
change.
at night. Please let me finish my presentation. The clouds are bright white at night.
Satellite.
Here, the clouds are fixed again. There's absolutely no
I can literally see them changing.
No, you see them moving across the
Yes,
ball.
whilst also changing shape. Do you not? I don't understand how you're not seeing what you're showing. Literal clouds changing shape.
My presentation.
Wait, but you're showing literal clouds changing shape and then
I'm
saying
trying to make
it's not
some
happening.
points, and you're just shouting me out all the time. Here, we don't see the clouds at night time. Yeah, at the other one, we see them at night time.
This is the Himawari 8, which is in also geostationary.
Where are the clouds? Where are the clouds at night time? Oh, we don't see them in this one. This is the Himawari.
Yeah, you know, Himawari has several different cameras. Some are set up so they actually can't see the clouds at night time.
Well, the clouds aren't moving, and they're also not visible.
They literally
at night.
are moving.
So all over the world, from different satellites, we've got no change in shape, size, or location for 39 hours.
Satellite.
Here,
there was change. You literally showed change.
What about here, Craig? There's no wiggle here. There's no wiggle at all. It's like the Goddard one. They're fixed.
it's not showing a consistent. It's not rotation. That's like
so
chopped
this
up. So it's hard to tell.
is the Himawari 8, which is
this one's without rotation.
Guys,
there's no wiggle.
Guys, we're getting into a bit of a just contradicting now.
Yeah. So I'll move on to
do you want to move on to the next one?
Yeah,
so we can get
I just finished. Basically, clouds do different things on different days. Different satellites see different things because they're set up to do that. We see what we expect to see in every video you showed. It's not my fault you don't understand it.
You see what you want to see.
No. We see what we expect to see. We see what we expect to see. We see what we expect to see.
Clouds that wiggle.
Well, that's because you're wrong. You are wrong about what you expect to see.
You have your opinion. You have
no. I have facts. You are just wrong about what you expect to see, and then using that as an argument. That's called personal incredulity.
If you could show me clouds moving on the Goddard, that'd be great. But you haven't. You've just claimed
anyway,
moving.
I thought you were gonna the points.
Can you demonstrate?
Wait, hold on. Wait, stop, Howard. Stop 1 sec. Howard, stop 1 sec. Fuck's sake. I thought we were going to go over the points. Chill the fuck out, all right? I thought we were going to go.
You're the one having a fit.
Chill the fuck out, Howard. Okay?
You're the one swearing and
Howard,
shouting.
chill the fuck out, okay?
I'm chilled, mate. You're the one swearing.
Howard, chill the fuck out, okay? Calm down.
I'm totally chilled,
Howard,
Craig. You're the one that keeps having a fit.
Howard, stop talking. There we go. Right.
I'll stop talking when you stop
Howard,
swearing and shouting.
Howard, chill the fuck out, dude. Just calm down.
I'm chilled, mate. You just need to stop swearing and shouting.
No, the word fuck is amazing, and I like saying it, so I'm just going to say it. But please just chill the fuck out.
If you swear and shout, I'll interrupt. I'm not bothered.
Yeah, please just chill the fuck out. Right, it's okay. It's okay.
I'm totally chilled.
I'm totally chilled. Chill the fuck out, dude. So how about you? The evidence that you were going to present from me, not the stuff for Toon. That's what we were going to go over.
I'd like to quickly finish these last points because. Well, no,
I'm not doing Toon's argument. I wanted to go over the arguments that you had from me.
Look, you had your chance.
Actually, that is a good point, Howard.
No, you made an agreement. You said I could show the rest of my presentation. That's the agreement we made.
Yeah,
so
it
was the presentation that you were making to fight that you were supposed to be finishing.
No. He agreed that I could play the rest of my presentation after
of the one from me.
No, you changed that after, and everyone heard it. So my point is, why can't you show me a landmass
I wasn't arguing about space skepticism.
Reflecting sunlight
Howard,
from behind
can we do the points for me? I'm the globe Earth guy.
Here's Mr. Sensible.
Howard.
The sun is behind you as it's set, and Venus is in front of you.
Can you just
after the sunset, you can see Venus in the blue sky when the sun's setting behind it, and it's very clearly bright and it's flickering like the stars.
Okay, yes, the sun is sometimes setting behind Venus, but because of how bright Venus is and how far away it is, and the fact that our eyes can't resolve it...
Alright, no one can hear it, Howard. I've muted it on my stream. Turn it off. It's just a loud mess. No one can hear it anyway. Mr. Sensible, can you stop his sharing? Literally nobody can hear what's going on. Mr. Sensible, someone please turn off his screen share. As host, you should be able to do that, Mr. Sensible. Right, Howard, literally no one can hear you right now. I've got you muted. Alright? Alright.
No, plus, you said that I could play the rest of my presentation after
Howard, yes, the video from me. Alright?
After you changed it.
Right, stop interrupting me.
Changed it.
Just mute him a sec while I'm talking, please.
No. I'll say goodbye then. You had a promise and you're going to break it.
You can run away. We can literally play it back.
I'm not running, mate. I've come here in a debate with both
just
of
mute
you,
him
both
1
of
sec.
you, because you're nothing. You've got nothing to say. You little cowards.
Please.
You won't let me. You won't.
Yeah, thank you, Howard. Right, you're muted right now. So when I was going over that,
you wouldn't address the 5 points when I brought them up earlier.
To turn off his ability to unmute himself.
You absolute cow. Why should I respect you if you're not going to let me finish my presentation like you said you would?
Yeah, if you go into like the settings, you should be able to security turn off the host's ability to unmute themselves. You're going to run away, that's fine. I want to go over the points that you were bringing up.
He's gone.
He left, right. Like, I wanted to go over the points that he was bringing up.
That's been an interesting evening.